Hello, everyone. Welcome to the STEM and App Info session for parents and guardians and youth workers. Today, I will be sharing with you some information on the program, answer your questions about the program, and share some questions on how to best, share some suggestions on how to best support the young women in your life to succeed in a career in technology. So right now, I'm going to introduce you to Parina. Parina, if you want to tell everyone about yourself.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm actually going into my second year of software engineering at Carleton University. So I'm a big lover of STEM, and the reason I actually got involved today is because I reached out to Hervolution because I think it's really important to increase diversity in the STEM field, especially with women, because there is a major gap. And so yeah, I'm very excited for our webinar today. And I'll be watching out for any of your questions, so feel free to send anything and we'll answer them at the end.
Thank you, Parina. Okay, so during the session, I will encourage you to share your question. I think I mentioned that before, but please add your questions and Parina will collect them. And I want to make sure that I cover all the information before the end of the session today. So you might find that your questions will be answered before the end. I took in consideration the questions that you added during registration to make sure I make this presentation relevant to you. I will be creating a blog post next week with all the relevant questions, and we'll share that with you as well. A little bit about me. So before I start, I would like to tell you a little bit about me and why I created the organization and ultimately this program. So just like most of us, I am an immigrant. I came to Canada at a very young age of 19. I'm not going to tell you how long ago that was because I'm not that young anymore. But at that time, I was pretty much on my own, having to navigate my way into the society and culture here in Canada. That experience had taught me about the barriers of having to live as a youth at risk and low-income young woman. I had to depend on a social assistance a couple of times, and that was really hard because I felt that I had no opportunities. I also experienced homelessness a couple of times. I had to sleep on some people's floors in the living room floor. Also, I had to live in a shelter for a couple of months because I could not pay my bills due to my circumstances. My career here started as a hairdresser because I was told that that is my only option if I want to make a living here. And as a child, I wanted to be a lawyer or a teacher. However, because I was raised in communist Romania, I did not have options to choose from. Long story short, after I came to Canada and worked as a hairdresser for way too many years, I ended up working with kids as an early childhood educator. And there I knew that I wanted to do more than that. And I started to feel this need to be in a career where I support women who, similar to me, are experiencing barriers. That's why I became a social worker. I worked with refugee women who, just like me when I got here, were trying to navigate their way in the Canadian society. I also work with youth in conflict with the law, helping them navigate their career explorations. Here's where I learned that no matter what, opportunities were not equal for everyone. And although so many of these youths wanted to better their life, they had many doors closed to them. And after working with refugees and youth for over 7 years, I stumbled upon technology as a way to help nonprofits fundraise for their programs. And I taught myself some basic coding because I wanted to create a website and an online presence for the organization that I worked at the time. And although I wasn't encouraged to pursue the creation of the online presence, I did it anyways because when I was trying to fundraise, numerous prospects were asking me to provide website links and social media channels, and the organization did not have any of them. And during all of this, while I was doing all of this for the organization and seeing the results the organization received, the organization received funding and sponsorship that never had the opportunity to have before. And because of that, they were able to continue with programming and develop newer and relevant programs for youth in their community. That was very powerful to me because, to see the power of technology, and because of that, I pursued the world of technology and wanted to learn as much as I could. Here's where I learned that women are underserved in STEM. And I thought to myself that in order to bring more women in STEM, we need to do better and create opportunities for young women who would absolutely love a better chance in life. And I remember when I was on social assistance or serving my clients who were dependents of social assistance, I was not aware of these opportunities for myself or for the clients that I had the honor to support. And one day, when I was still trying to figure out if I would be the best person to do this, I mean, I wasn't a woman in STEM, right? So I ran across a very powerful quote that said, "What if the cure to cancer was stuck in someone's mind that cannot afford an education?" I'm getting goosebumps just by saying that right now. That was more than enough for me to pursue this. And now, 7 years later, Revolution has run programs from Scarborough to Milton, and we had the privilege to work with thousands of young women and kids, um, about over 3,000 kids through direct and indirect programming. I have worked with Salesforce in the early years of the organization, and we run the GoSTEM program, which is a 4 days coding program. And a couple of years after that, young women from that same program wanted to pursue this further. However, there weren't many opportunities for them or for myself to be able to refer them. Um, so this is when I had the conversation with Shopify, and they became the founding partners for the Stamina program. And before I tell you about the Stamina program, let me share with you a short intro video that we created to help you understand it better. And here we go.
Stemming Up is a 2-year program. It's designed for girls that are generally high school age, and it focuses on the fundamentals of computer science while building skills and working on their portfolio. They feel that they're just users of technology when they should also be the creators of technology.
It's so exciting that we have these girls coming in who aren't even sure they fully understand what code does, and then leave and later on go to do amazing, incredible things.
If you think about it, everything around us in our daily lives is a product of STEM.
We get to be taught by industry leaders and people who are actually doing the things that we're learning.
You have the support of the volunteers, of your peers, and being able to try new things, knowing that you're going to be supported, gives you that confidence.
Yeah, I hope you like that. Okay, so again, please remember to ask questions if you have questions. Now I'm going to go a little bit more into the actual program. So, okay, what is Stemming Up? Stemming Up is a 4-week course preparing 14 to 17-year-old girls for a career in technology. This is Stemming Up's 3rd year, in the past we have worked with girls in small groups where they learn about business and technology in a very engaging way. We work with companies such as Shopify, Capital One, Citrix Canada to help young women explore the fundamentals of computer science. We also had industry professionals from various companies who facilitated sessions on marketing, finance, design, branding, and pitching, to name a few. In the program, participants create solutions for a set of provided challenges using design thinking and group work. Group work is actually really big in this program. The girls who work with their group mentors, the girls work with their group mentors to help them develop their understanding of the program, content, and at the end of the program, the groups will each have the opportunity to present their solution to an audience from classmates, mentors, family, and friends. We do this because they get the opportunity, for them, some of them, for the most girls, actually, this is the first time where they get to talk in front of an audience. And public speaking is one of the very most important skill to have, because sometimes you can have the best skills ever, but if you don't know how to sell yourself, it's really hard to get a job or to start a business or to pursue any type of career that you want to pursue. During the program, students also have the opportunity to work with coaches who support them along the way. So each team will have their own coach. And at the end of the 4-week program, students will be matched with a mentor for 6 to 8 months, in addition to having the opportunity to work with other teammates to implement the solution they come up with. For the most part, some of the students actually get to still continue to maintain communication or relationships with their mentor, where they get the extra support beyond the 6 to 8 months that they are signed up for, which is a really good thing to see, because that shows that they learn to develop their network and their communication, and they get to learn how to, navigate their way into starting a career. So when will the program takes place this year? We'll have the program start on July 27 and we'll finish August 21st. In the past, our classes started from, Monday to Friday from 10 to 4. But now that because of COVID and because we will have our classes online, we will only have about 1 hour in the morning session where we cover the business principles. And we'll have about 2 hours in the afternoon for the coding sessions. But with that, we will create opportunities for the young women to have their own study group where they will be provided with their own link so that they can connect with their team and they can decide whenever is best for all of them. So they have that opportunity to go to work on their idea and their skills and help them to get that peer-to-peer support at any time they need to. So that's flexible. So where will the program take place? As I mentioned, it will be online. This year, we don't want to have anything in person because of COVID-19. Although we do have our program typically happening inside a company or inside a post-secondary school, this year we'll have everything online. However, we will do the best that we can to create a more of a humanized experience where we'll get to introduce them to as many professionals as possible so they will get that interaction, except this time it's going to be virtual. So how will the program be delivered? We'll have schedules for each session, and this will be sent to the students. They will have the itinerary for the whole program at the beginning of the program after they register. But every week, on a Sunday or Saturday or Sunday, we will be sending them more information on who the speakers are, what are, more details into what they're learning, so that they get prepared and be able to, learn more about who the facilitators are. Again, trying to create more of the humanized experience, because since they don't get a chance to meet a lot of these people in person, they have the opportunity to learn about them before they meet them and then continue the conversation from there. We will be using Google Classroom to share resources with the girls, and the program will have live sessions, like altogether will be 3 hours per day, live sessions. So from what I heard from you guys, when you register for this session, some of you has asked about extra learning. So yes, we will create a folder with some learning, some extra curriculum or extra, more challenging activities for the girls where they get to work at their own time. Some girls come with zero experience, some girls come with extra experience where they want to be more challenged. So that's where they have the opportunity to take advantage of that so that they can learn at their own pace and as much as they need to, as much as they can. Our goal is for the girls to learn as much as they can during the program and to support each other. Here's where we need you, their parents or guardians. We want you to be as involved as possible, and we encourage you to ask them questions about the progress of the learning experience of the program. So we love to have the parents engage in the learning and to see that the girls are supported. We will share the itinerary with you each week. So once we share this with the students, but also you will be added to that email as well, so that you will be aware about what the learning process is, and also have the opportunity to ask them as many questions as possible. I don't want to be what the school system is right now, to have you to be the teacher. You will just be involved as a parent, meaning we'll do the teaching and you do the parenting and the support. So yes, who will deliver the content? The content will be delivered by industry professionals who will share their business knowledge and also the coding teachers. So the industry professionals, our model is that we have people that work in the industry to share real work experience, meaning we don't have someone that read from a book to come and teach your kids anything. We have someone that does this work at their current job and they come and they share current experience with the students. We will hire coding teachers to actually have one Python and one JavaScript. And then the students will be able to create their own content in this program, meaning that they get to create a pitch deck with all the research that they're doing and all the learning to put it in a pitch deck, and they get to present that to, hopefully, we're still trying to figure out what that's going to look like at the end of the program, but it's more likely they're going to present to a virtual session, and we get to have their peers, and as well as you, the parents, and the special guests, if they're interested, to support them with this, at the end of this program. In the past, we brought in students in their second year in the program to help the girls develop extra leadership skills, and this year we'll do the same. We do give opportunities to students that come back for a second year to give them those leadership skills, so they get to learn how to take attendance, how to, share. The students there'll be that go-to person that the students will go to. They get to learn how to, making sure that students are supported. So they take that role because, we believe in a whole experience, not just learning how to code, but learning about everything and that can support you in a work environment. So I, as always, never really end up adding this, the slides, but this is why Stemming Up, it's a great program. So, aside from what you see on the screen, that you gain the tangible skill in coding and app building and business leadership, our main focus is long-term learning, first and foremost, to allow the girls to support themselves beyond the program. There will be enough guidance. However, we encourage flexibility as much as possible. And in addition to having their group mentor or coach in the program, we'll pair the girls with a mentor at the end of the program. I mentioned that earlier. This is very important to us, to support them after the 4 weeks when they're done in the program. And also they get the opportunity to work on their challenge that it will be presented with at the beginning of the program. So why Stemming Up? As you see the statistics here on the slide, some of the best outcomes we had in the program is young women gaining summer employment at RBC and BMO, securing secondary enrollment securing post-secondary enrollment at Business and Technology program at Ryerson, Computer Science at Carleton University, Computer Science at U of T, and one of the best outcomes is them being, one of the best outcomes is them being accepted in the Dev Degree program. I will share some more information with you what the degree program actually is. But basically, this is a Shopify initiative where students get into a computer science program part-time and work at Shopify part-time, enjoying all the benefits employees have there. And they also pay for their education. So when they come out of the program, they have no debts and they have paid work experience in Canada. Okay, so now I'm going to share with you a video that one of our students actually created in the program. We didn't even ask her to create this, but she did it at home. So, as I mentioned earlier to you about the leadership skills for second year students, that was an example of what the leadership skills are, where she was taking care of the students, handing TTC tickets. Normally, we would pay for transportation, but now because everything is online, we're not going to do that, but we will figure out a way for the girls to learn to develop their leadership skills in the program in any other way now. So, okay, well, why should young women join this program? They, you know, besides developing these fantastic skills like creativity, problem solving, design thinking, UX design, coding, product testing, we create opportunities for girls from the underserved communities. However, our program is still quite competitive and spots are limited. This year, we only have 40 spots available, and that includes the returning students. Most likely, we will only have about 20 extra spots available. So for that, I encourage you to apply for the program for your daughter or your niece, or please tell your neighbor, tell everybody that is interested in the program. And yeah, so I'm hoping that this will be enough reasons to join the program. And now I'm going to answer some of the questions that you have asked. Those are just some questions that you have asked on the application when you apply for the program today. I mean, sorry, for the session today. So, Karina, I'll give the floor to you.
So the first question that was, I think, one of the most popular on the Google form was that how can my daughter actually access this training because everything is online?
Sure. Okay, so you will need to have her register first. I will send you the link on a follow-up email. It's also on our website. The registration will be online, and after you create the account there, you will have to answer a couple of questions. And there are some files that need to be uploaded to the application, such as references. We ask for references, one of them, 2 references, and one to be from the school, and the other one could be from a mentor or past work experience or a past program. The reason why we ask, we're not going to tell the girl, do not come in the program because you don't have references, but it's good to have those because we want to figure out who the students are before they get into our program. And it also helps us with matching them with other students in the program. We're also asking for a resume, but it doesn't have to be something fancy. I mean, just add something like a 1-pager with certain things that you've done in the past, like maybe some clubs that you're part of, and some other extracurriculum that you're part of, some certain things that you did as a hobby that would also tell us about you, the girl, the young woman, who she is as a student. And we ask for a transcript from school to help us understand her level, and to ensure that she can be paired with a team accordingly. So the thing is, the girls will be working on a team. So if we have their transcript, we get to understand the level of math that they have. So we want to make sure that we're going to have a wholesome matching versus we're going to have a team with strong math skills and another one with not so strong. So we want to make sure that we match them, accordingly, and they all have, a mixed level of understanding. So that way they get to work and support each other. It's not because that we think that someone that has more math is better, but because someone that may not have such strong math skills, they probably have great design skills, so they can teach each other skills that they have. Most importantly, as you know, our program is free for low-income earners. We want to make sure that they get priority as our partners have covered this cost. And you will need to demonstrate that you are a low-income earner to benefit from this. If you're not a low-income earner, and you still want to have your daughter participate in this program, we will be looking at each application on a case-by-case basis to figure out the cost you will have to pay for the program. It will be on a sliding scale according to the income that you have. Our goal is to make it affordable and accessible for everyone. So I encourage you to apply, and then we can make an appointment or, a virtual appointment to discuss your application before you start the program.
Perfect. And also a little side thing for the reference, because everything is online and maybe it might be harder to reach out to people. It can preferably be in a letter form, but if it's not possible, then just like in the application part, send in the name and the email/number, so like we can individually reach out to them just in case you can't get that. All right. So,
That's true. Yes.
so the next question is, what type of metrics do you have in place to actually measure the success of the program?
Yeah, so as you saw during my presentation earlier, 89% of alumni reported that STEM in Up program did in fact nurture their motivation to pursue STEM in school. 72% of alumni desire more connection to the STEM in Up program, further suggesting earlier stats on how we are creating safe and inclusive environment. And 68% of alumni are attaining internships and part-time positions that are directly related to their learnings from the STEM in Up program. Furthermore, we keep in touch with our students for as long as it takes to ensure that they achieve their success. Our relationship with the students doesn't finish when they're done with the program. Our relationship with the students probably never finish, because if they need the extra support, we'll be here to help them.
Wonderful. So along with that, how many girls are actually accepted into the program?
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, we do have room for 40 girls, but we do have returning students. So when we say year one and year two, meaning that in year one, sorry, let me go back. So we have our program introduces girls to 2 coding languages at the same time. One will be Python, one will be JavaScript. So if the young woman participates in a program in the first year and she's going to learn Python, she can come back the next year and she can learn JavaScript, or vice versa. So we have students from last year that are eligible to come back. So we, once we get a whole numbers to see how many of them are coming back, they will know exactly how many spots we have available. But we estimate probably about 20 girls will be able to come, and new participants be able to access the program. So please apply. You don't want to miss your chance.
Wonderful. So what strategies does STEM Up put in process to make sure that the girls are involved in coding and stay engaged?
Sure. Yeah. So the girls who participate in challenges as a group, they will have coaches to support them in the program, and then we're connecting them with a mentor to support them with their career. So they have, while in the program, as I mentioned, they have a trainer to teach them the coding, and then they have the extra room for as a group support, peer-to-peer support, and further learn the coding language from each other. But also the trainer can jump into the session and if they have any questions, and they get to engage with the trainer as much as possible. So they learn, that engagement will be there. It will be virtual, but it will be there. And we do, what we do want them is what are they doing after they've done the 4 weeks? They learn the fundamentals of computer science in the program, but after they finish with that, the applicable skills is, currently we have a team of 5 girls. I get to work with one mentor to develop a website, an e-commerce website from scratch. So they're learning a whole bunch of things from design and coding and everything there is to know about building a website from scratch. I mean, there's so many valuable skills that they're learning from that. And then we encourage the young women to actually, when they're done with the 4 weeks, once we've been exposed to the challenge, once you develop those solutions for that challenge, then you can we encourage you to apply that, that learning and pursue it, because that would be your portfolio that you can use for jobs, for applying for college, for applying for university, and also learning from the experts that can open doors for you. So why is that important? So for us, the reason why that's important is that our goal is for these young women to gain employment in their field where they're getting their degree in STEM. So that's why this is important.
Wonderful. Also, thank you for everyone for sending your questions in the chat area. We will be getting to them after this session.
Yeah.
So the next question is, what grades does the person's daughter, niece, whatever, actually need to be competitive and get into the program?
Right. So I know that we're asking for the transcript, but we're not looking at grades in order to have a competitive advantage in the program. There are some math principles that are good to have. You know, although the program is more suitable for girls with the math 10 level, we had girls in the grade 9 who were suitable, who were actually able to understand the curriculum and catch up with everyone else. In fact, that was very beneficial for the grade 9 students, because once she went back to school, she was far better than the rest of the students. You know, what we're looking for is for them to be willing to learn and to do the extra work if necessary, so that they can benefit.
Perfect. So another question is, where can the person, if they don't have one already, find an affordable / reliable computer to participate in the program?
Well, what COVID-19 has taught us, that access to technology is not equal for everyone. So if you do not have a computer, we will lend you one. We have limited numbers, so when you apply on the application, please specify that you do need a computer, a laptop. We have limited number, as I mentioned, but you know, we have given computers in the past that were not returned to us. So for that, we're going to ask for a deposit this time around to make sure that we get the computer back to pass it on to another girl that comes in the program. I mean, if your daughter or the young woman in your life decides to continue and develop the idea further, she can keep the laptop for the whole time she needs it. I will be happy, you know, again, everything is case by case basis. And we do work with an organization that provides laptops for the girls that they can, you know, they can keep at the end. Sometimes they have the laptop, sometimes they don't. We do our best, but we do want you to, you know, mention in the application that you need the computer, and we'll figure out a way to make that happen. If you are outside of GTA, you know, in order for us to pass on the laptop to you, is we still have to figure out how that's going to work. Now that we have the program online, we open up to students in Ontario, so you know, we have to figure out how to give that to you. If at all possible, we will work with the organization in your area to see if they can provide you with the computer.
Perfect. So last question is there a cost to the whole program?
Right. So as mentioned earlier, our partners have provided some funding to cover the cost for young women that cannot afford the program. However, we do want to make this accessible, my English. So we do want to make this accessible and affordable to everyone. So it will be a case by case basis. What I strongly suggest is apply. First and foremost, apply. You know, demonstrate your low income and the program will be free. If you're not in necessarily low income, but times are hard, we will be able to work with you to make sure that you have access in the program. You know, if something, we can work something out. I mean, my biggest thing is that I do want to see young women access the program. That's the first and foremost, you know, important for me. Some things that I like to mention, you know, this is something new in the program right now. So thanks to Shopify, that has, you know, they noticed that there's a need for, you know, young women in our program at the age when they're looking for summer jobs. And so with that, they're providing some funding to offer a stipend. So we will be offer up to $200 per week per student that comes into our program. So once you join in, and you know, we'll work with your income level, and we want to offer you some sort of stipend, some funding to join the program. So that's a huge benefit. It depends on the household, but again, say that you need it and we'll give it to you. In fact, once you demonstrate your low income, we automatically give you that, and then we'll work our way to make sure that every girl gets something at the end of every week she will have an allowance, so to speak. Another great thing that I'm very happy about, due to a private donor has identified the need of access to internet. So for that, we will be we'll be providing a sort of, let's just call it a credit for internet. We also working with Alexio Corporation. This is a company that they're providing some sort of funding for us, for every purchase that they people make for their cybersecurity for businesses. They will give $25 to Revolution to go towards paying for either we can get a laptop or we can get access to internet. So I think this is a great initiative, and I'm so grateful for the people that jumped in to support. So those are some things that, yeah, if there might be a cost, we'll try to make it affordable because we're getting all this extra donors that come and support the program. So yeah, now I think we can go to the Q&As on the chat.
Wonderful. Someone's actually just joined. Do you see them? Okay. Perfect. So for the first question,
yeah,
this is from Sandra, and it's kind of merging two questions together, but it's basically, is it mandatory to come back for the second year, as there might be some girls who are not sure if they can commit to both summers? And related to that, when you pay that cost for the program, saying that you have to based on income level, is the cost for both summers, or do you pay individually, like let's say for the first year you just pay that, and then if you're coming back for the second summer, then you pay again?
No. So when you come for 1 year, you will have to come back for next year if you want to and if you can. We've had girls that came in the first year and they were grade 12, and then the year after that they went to university. You do have the option. We give you a 1 year gap so that if you find that you might, again, we want to support you as much as possible, and we know that this program offers a lot of benefits. So if you are coming to the program and you find I have other things to do this other summer, the next summer, then you can take a year gap and you can come back if you want to. So, and if you don't want to after that, or if you think that you've had enough, then that's fine, no problem. You're more than welcome to come back and mentor some young women if you're interested. And in terms of the cost, no, it's going to be year by year basis, because we don't want to lock you in unless it's something that works for you.
Perfect. The second question is from Serena, and her question is, since the program is virtual this year, would students from outside the GTA, such as Windsor, where she's located, be able to apply? And if so, would there be an opportunity for them to continue virtually in the second year, saying that the whole pandemic is over and we can come back to do this program in person?
This is definitely something that we're working on. So yes, we accept now all students from Ontario. Anywhere in Ontario you can apply for the program. And we are, because we notice now that the pandemic, the benefits of having, not that there's any good benefits, but something that we've learned from this is that having virtual options is definitely a benefit. In person, once we get to open this up again as a normal program, in person, there will be the benefits of having the opportunity to meet, to actually attend the program inside a company or inside a post-secondary institution, so you can build those relationships in person. But if that's not going to be necessary, we are thinking of figuring out how do we make this happen long term. So I can't give you a definite answer for what happened next year, but definitely this year, you're more than welcome to apply and participate in the program.
Okay, those are all the questions that I see right now.
Okay.
Anyone have any other questions, comments? Maybe give it a minute or so if anyone wants to send anything in.
That's fine. You can always send a message, like the questions that you have.
Oh, Aaron just sent a question. He's asking, do you conduct an entrance assessment?
Yeah, it's all in the application. So when you apply, the actual application, those questions are to assess who you are as a person, and that's why we ask for reference. That's why we want to see a little bit of your resume and your transcript, because we want to assess you as a person. We're not going to tell someone you're not allowed to come in the program because your math skills are not up to par. if you're willing to do the work and, to work hard to, to catch up to everybody else, then yeah, you're more than welcome to be in the program. But is there anything specific in terms of assessment that you need to know?
He's also asking specifically, do you gather data points on improvement?
Yeah, so we do evaluation while in the program. We have, the actual application has a pre-program evaluation. So we want to know where you are as a student when you apply. We're going to have a mid-program evaluation to see how far you are in terms of learning, and then we're going to have an end-of-program evaluation. And we're looking at actually creating an alumni program for this program, for STEMina program. So we every 6 months, we ask for, we conduct an evaluation with the students, past students in the program, to see where they are, see how far they are. This is how we get to figure out the help that they need beyond the program. And while we conduct this application. So if you're applying the program and you are in the program, please answer those questions, because that way we get to support you further in the program. But yeah, we do those evaluation. Evaluation is big for us, because that's how we learn how we can make the program better. What are some things that we're doing wrong? And this is why we do it while in the program. We do it 3 times to make sure that you're halfway in the program. We don't want to continue with something that doesn't make sense. We want to make sure that we give you what you need in the program. And you're learning, right? Yeah. Any other questions?
Aaron is saying that it's great to see how many of your alumni would continue in STEM fields beyond first year university.
Yeah, it's data we're gathering right now, because like we're still very young. This is the 3rd year we're running this program, and we're still learning a lot, but we do have, some of our alumni actually right now are working at Shopify. They are in a dev degree program, which is a great thing to see. They are at Ryerson, a business and technology program. They are at York University, University of Toronto. So, that shows that they have huge interest in going further with the learning. So yeah.
Perfect. I think that's all the questions that are in the field.
So thank you, everyone. So before I end, I want to actually thank our partners. This is the partners that we work with this year. So I want to thank them for making this possible and contributing with funds and resources to make this program a success. And yeah, we're now at the end of the presentation. I want to thank you all for being here and taking this most important step in the education and future career of the young women in your life. So remember that we'll be sharing more answers to your questions. If you are on Instagram, we have this here because we know a lot of young women are on Instagram, and this is our most trafficked social media platform where we get a lot of questions. So if you are there, please send questions there and we will answer them, and I will share some more of these questions that we have. I will so what I created, actually very new, what I created is a virtual office hour. So I will send the information for you to register. Spots are very limited. It will be over the weekend, so the upcoming 2 Saturdays. And then when you are in the process of applying, and if you have questions, please register and apply for, to talk to me. So you can ask me any questions that you have about the application. And then for that, I want to say thank you. Thank you, Parina, for joining me in this session and for co-hosting with me. And thank you all for being here. And please do keep in touch with me. I like to think I'm very open and always answering questions that you need. So yeah, I'm here. And thank you so much for being here. I really, truly appreciate your time. And I hope you all have a great weekend.